All right, I'm gonna try again. We'll see if it works. Keeps logging me off and I don't know why. Hello everybody. All right, let's get started. I've lost my oomph. Sit here for 20 minutes trying to get it to work. Okay, happy Thursday. Happy Thirsty Thursday. So today we changed the, hello Maureen Helmus. I have an apron on because I have to get messy today. We'll find out why in a little bit. So, when life gives us lemons, we have officially, all right, I'm back on. We officially changed the name from When Life Gives Us Corona to When Life Gives Us Lemons. All right, I think I'm there again. Okay, seems to be working up here. Making a tour of my house. Are you all there? Let's see. I literally went upstairs to get Tom's phone. Crazy me. All right, so let's get to it. We're making the bee's knees because it's one of my favorite drinks with lemon, besides limoncello and besides a lemon drop. So this is a beautiful Prohibition era cocktail. You can use a classic basic dry gin like Beefeaters. You can use Hendrick's, which is one of my favorite. And it would go, it's nice and mellow, so of course it would go. We're gonna use honey, but just was in the mood for something new, so I got Liberty Gin. It's local gin made right there in Philly. So it is a pot distilled gin, which copper pots, all the rage. Love that, means it's handcrafted. Small batch, handcrafted. Hi, Sue Lucino, how are you? Hi, Amy, hi, Heather. Okay, so about Liberty Gin. It wasn't overpriced, it was nice, you know, a little bit up there, much more than Beefeaters, but less than Hendrickson's, so I thought I would try it, and I always like to try to give local a try. We're in New Jersey, by the Jersey Shore, so we love Asbury Park Distillery. This is just a small batch, honest spirited and fine botanical gin. And that's all I know about it. I've never had it. It's 90 proof, so we're gonna try it. So what's in a bee's knees? So first, Spike, you start with a shaker, preferably crushed. I have little ice cubes that I get from my ice machine, so I like to use them because the more you shake, the colder it will get. And for this drink, we're using a coupe glass, C-O-U-P. If you don't have a pretty one like this, you can use something like that. This would probably be like more for Manhattan. And if you don't have that and you see these at your local supermarket, if you're having a party, you could do it something like that. Not a party, but if you're having like, you know, a couple of couples over or your girlfriends and you don't have enough of the matching glasses, which it's always fun to just totally take 6 different glasses, but if not, get yourself some nice, I like these because for plastic glasses, if you're having a party, you can sugar rim them or salt rim them for margaritas. Okay, so let's get down to it. The first thing I did, and I'm not gonna do in the pan, I've already done it because it has to chill, is I've made honey simple syrup. So all I did was take equal parts of my honey. This just happens to be a Raps flower blossom honey. I got it at, oh God, where did I get it? At World Market. And it is delicious. So if you have a beautiful honey, use it. 1 part honey, 1 part water. You stir it down. You can also, which I thought was quite interesting because there were mostly all the bee's knees recipes that I looked at, because of course I had to look it up because I didn't know the, you know, I knew it was 2 ounces of gin that I wanted to use, but I didn't know the honey to the lemon juice. But whatchamacallit, the one interesting recipe I found, I forget where it was from, but she actually did it in the microwave. So if you were gonna do it in the microwave, just take a microwavable bowl. You could do 1/4 cup of honey to 1/4 cup of water. You might have to add a little bit more water. The reason is, why can't you use honey in a drink? Because it wouldn't mix. We all know that. We all know honey's not gonna mix in a cold drink in the wintertime. Sure, you can make a hot toddy, but can't there. So let's just get started. Oh, let me do this first. That's my water. Let me do this first. What we want to do is we want to get our lemon juice. I actually was going to do that in the microwave and see how that works. I've never microwaved honey and water to make simple syrup, so I am just going to take, because I might want to use some of this pretty honey, the pretty lemon, to garnish with. So I'm just going to take a little bit lemon juice, and we are going to use 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice. So that's probably about 1/3 of a lemon, depending on the size. So I'm just going to squeeze that right into my shaker. I'm not going to measure. If I taste it and it's too lemony, I'll add a little bit more honey. And if I taste it and it's not lemony enough, I'll just pour it back in and I'll shake it up. So yeah, that's about 3/4 of a teaspoon. All right. I mean, sorry, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. 3/4 of an ounce or less if you're not really a honey person. Not little, you don't like a little honey, but I'm going to measure that. All right, so 3/4 of an ounce. I know you can't see it, but so 3/4 of an ounce honey, syrup, 3/4 of an ounce lemon, and then our gin. So yes, this is a very, very simple drink. Could you use vodka? Of course you can. This is America. It's a free country. Of course you can use vodka. But a bee's knees is technically gin. Now, what I like to do, as we all know, is I like to get that glass chilled. So let's put some ice in the glass. Could have been doing that while I was yapping. And you can swirl it around. If you don't feel comfortable swirling it, oh, sorry, that's my water. You can just cover it with a plate, bowl, whatever you have handy. All right, pour it out. You can see the frost on it. Always nice to get a chilled drink handed to you. Getting ready for the weekend. We had big storms here today. That's why I was a little bit delayed. I couldn't get out of the supermarket. It was gushing, all right? So, a lot of times you're really supposed to shake this for 30 seconds, but it's really cold. Hi, Donna. Hi, Paul. Hi, Yosti. My friend Yosti, we were able to see them the other night. You're not going to pour it on ice. You're just going to pour it in the glass. This is a martini version, basically, meaning, of course, you could serve, it's got nothing else but the liquor and the lemon juice. All right, so we can simply do a lemon wedge, but I think it would be prettier because of the size of the glass to float it. So, ching ching, cheers. It is beautiful. It's such, I mean, it's not a drink we're gonna make next weekend for Father's Day, but it's a drink just to sit, whether it be tonight, whether it be this weekend, to sit on your porch, your backyard, you're by your fire pit. It's really, really good. It's not too sweet because there's no sugar in the simple syrup. The simple syrup is the sugar. The simple syrup is the honey with the water. So once that's boiled down, it's sweet enough. Oh, and this will keep in your fridge for up to 2 weeks. As you could see, I wash out bottles. This was a vanilla extract bottle. I wash them out really well, and then I save them for all my little simple syrups, because a lot of times, if it does sit there, the last simple syrup sour mix I made got all crusty. Didn't want to save it, just threw out the bottle. So this way you're not using, your expensive bottles. But yes, we can keep this for 2 weeks. Now let's just talk about this drink for one more second. There's lots of different versions. If you don't love honey, I mean, you can barely even taste it. It's just sweet. It's just kissed with honey. You could do 1/2 of the ounce of that to 3/4 ounce of the lemon to 2 ounces of the gin. Of course, you can use vodka, or you can do it the other way, and you can use, 1 ounce of the honey syrup to 2 ounces of the gin to 1/2 ounce of the lemon. But either way, chill your glass before. Believe me, it makes a difference. And this is not something you would sit there and make 20 of them for a bunch of people, but when you're having another couple, 6 people, if you're having a nice happy hour, you can of course go to the extra, and of course we can make this before. And the other thing I want to say about the simple syrups is, when you're doing it, you can make a batch. I literally, this is all the honey I have left. All the honey I have left. of my raw honey, so I didn't want to waste a lot just in case I didn't like it. So that's that. All right, so we have a great cocktail. Variations. Okay, so if you wanted to serve it in a pint glass, you would make it just the same. And then instead of straining it to make it more of martini-like, you would pour it over a pint glass of ice or a tall rocks or a big rocks glass and use club soda. If you want to strain it into 2 champagne flutes, so the 2 ounces would make 2 drinks, 2 champagne flutes, split it half and half for one of these recipes, and then you top each off with sparkling wine. That's called a French 75. I love French 75s, had my first in New Orleans, and I look forward to having more. It's absolutely great for brunch. It's a great deviation from, you know, mimosas. Everybody can do a mimosa. You should make a French 75. Okay, and what is the other thing? Oh, so I love elderflower liquor. Saint Germain is the main brand. It's like the way Band-Aid is the main banded brand. Saint Germain is the main elderflower. I just use a regular one. It was about $8 cheaper, and it's just as good. You wouldn't know the difference. I love elderflower, and you would substitute that for the honey. So that would be a little bit on the sweeter side and a little bit more stronger because it's liqueur. And then the other thing is, I just thought I tried to do the things right. Again, I'll put this online on the files. If you wanted to make it in a pitcher because you were having people over and you didn't want to make just 1 or 2 of them as a martini, I did a cup of gin, half a cup of the honey syrup, 2 cups of Simply Light lemonade. Like the Simply Light, it's in the fridge section of your supermarket. It's not, you know, in the aisle because it doesn't have any preservatives. So if you're making a nice cocktail, you don't want to make a drink with high fructose corn syrup or colors or caramel in it. So get the Simply Light. I'm sure there's other brands. I know very quickly I do use this True Lemonade. This is 10 calories and this has cane sugar and stevia. So again, that's another good option. You know, and let's see. 1 cup of gin, half a cup of honey simple syrup, 2 cups of Simply Light lemonade, 1 whole lemon sliced into the pitcher. Use a beautiful pitcher and pour into the pitcher and serve. And if it's too strong or not strong enough, adjust your gin. And otherwise, that's all I've got to say about that. So now we move on to the fun part. Now, because of course I changed recipes at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Silly me. I was a little late and then the internet wasn't working, but I did go to my supermarket today and they had lobsters on sale for $6.99, right, Robin? Hello, Robin. She loves her lobster. So one thing she taught me that I didn't know is you could actually go get these steamed. They actually steam them in the store for you. You know, if it's not crowded, you have to wait 10 minutes, go do your shopping. If it's crowded, sometimes you have to wait. So you can get them. She said you can freeze the tails and the claws to have for another time. So that's another option. So I just got 4. Didn't know my son wasn't going to be home for dinner, so he's missing out, but we're not. So we're just going to make some lemon aioli lobster rolls. So that would be, we're doing it. You don't, you know, since it's happy hour and you're not doing it to serve dinner, you don't need 1 lobster per person. 1 cup of lobster would probably make 2-3 sandwiches. And what I'm going to do is it'll spread it out even more. All right, so first things first, you chill your lobster because you don't want to serve. You could either chill them before you make it, but it's hard to cook and handle hot lobster. So if you have to steam them, there's lots of recipes or how-tos online. I'm not a lobster cooker. That's Robin or Tom's job. But you know, just put some water in a pot. I don't know if they add anything. I don't. We put the lobster in, boom, you're done. You can just Google that. But I can cut it. All right, so you take your lobster tail, you can rinse it off if it's a little dirty at the end. All right. Now we're just gonna take a sharp knife and cut it down the middle. Just get in there. If you have kitchen shears, hi Barb. Barb Messing. If you have kitchen shears, you can use them also. But again, this can all be done ahead of time. All right, so you got your shell. That was easy. And once you take the lobster meat out of your claws and out of your tail, I mean, you could just make lobster roll out of the claws and save your tails for something else. But I think it's, again, if you're just having a couple people over, I think it's really nice to just, you know, mix it all up. All right, so I'm gonna give this a quick rinse because there is a little dirt in it. So give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Yeah, you could save the, I wouldn't do it with the body, but you could save this part, the little legs, and the claws and the shells, and chefs make their lobster stock out of the shells, believe it or not. When you're having lobster bisque, they get that lobster flavor just from putting it in, making their stock out of shells. All right, so now you're just gonna chop that up, not too fine because you want everyone to know it has lobster in it, not just fake lobster. All right, and then you just rip the claw. All right, la-di-da. There it goes. All right, so how do you break the claw? Okay, this is why I have the apron on. All right, because my hands are already messy. You can have a mallet if you were having friends over, and you can crack it, or I have the heavy duty mallet. One crack and you're done. All right, it breaks in half. Look at that beautiful lobster meat. And again, lobsters for $6.99 today at ShopRite. Always check your flyers. Father's Day is coming up. They know how to get you in the store. So they put filet mignon and lobster. And Robin, if she can post it, hey Robin, if she can post it on how to freeze lobster, maybe she could help us out, because you could get this week, steam them, cook them, and then put them away. And then take them out Saturday, make some lobster salad, and you'll have beautiful lobster rolls for Father's Day, or any day you want. Thursday's a good day. All right, so we just get in there with the same knife. You cut down the lobster tail. I mean, we have tools for this, but I'm just doing it quick, just to get it done. All right, okay, oh my God. I don't even want to put that in a lobster roll. I melted 2 tablespoons of butter prior to this because I want to show you how to do your rolls. Let me get that pan on. All right. Oh, I hate to even cut this up. All right, look. Oh my God. I'm in Maine. I'm in heaven. All right, I will literally cut that end piece off so nobody has to touch what I've eaten. But this is for me anyway. I don't know what everybody else is doing for dinner, but I know what I'm doing. I'm having me some lobster. I haven't eaten yet today because I've just kept going and going and going. So I am literally so psyched for this. He's a slippery little sucker. All right. So we just stick that sharp knife in there. Boom. The leg comes out. All right. Hold it on better. Crack it on the side. Boom. This is as easy as it is. It's not hard. I'm kind of fascinated how everybody around here, not the same in Maine, they're a little bit cheaper, but people are like, oh my God, outdoor dining's coming up. I looked at the prices of some of these outdoor dining, not that it's not gorgeous to sit on the water. Of course, you're paying for the view, which I can't wait to do because I can't wait to get back out there in the world. But in general, if you're gonna make it, I mean, look, that was 2 claws and 1 tail for $6.99 a pound. Now, granted, granted, a lobster is maybe £1.25 pounds, but you're still talking you're under $10. So beautiful meal. Now, I just wanted to show you about the lobster rolls themselves. If you're not making just lobster salad and you want to make a roll, and you want to serve it for happy hour, just cut the ends off of hot dog rolls, just so nobody gets an end and thinks they're gypped. All right, so you just cut the ends off, and this is where our, hi Tom, this is where our melted butter comes in. A lot of people like to put the butter in the pot. I like to use the cast iron grill with the, so we'll get the marks, and then you just butter. Just take your 2 tablespoons of butter and brush it down. Easy as that. Not that the more butter, the better. I believe the more butter, the better, but you just want to get it to where it has grill marks. All right, that should take a couple seconds. Let's get back to the lobster salad while I'm doing this. I hate to call it lobster salad, but I am making it with lemon aioli because I thought that we should use our lemons that life gave us. So into a bowl, I'm going to take, now this recipe is for 1 cup of lobster, but I would probably just make it for 2 because we don't want a ton of mayo and such. We're just trying to, you know, in the lobster shack I went to in Maine last year, they asked you if you want mayo or if you want butter, or both. That's it. That's their 3 choices. They don't add celery, they don't add this, they don't add that, but I'm just zhuzhing it up because what else would I do? Just put some butter on a roll? No, I gotta zhuzh it up. All right, so I'm doing a 1/4 cup of mayo and a teaspoon of Dijon. All right, and then it's at a clove of garlic. I don't want to sit there and chop fresh garlic, so I'm just taking a little to make it the garlic aioli kind of flavoring, and then just 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, not too much, maybe go less and if it needs it, and then some black pepper. All right, so let me make sure I read everything off to you correctly. 1/8 cup of mayo, a teaspoon of Dijon, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic chopped, the tablespoon of lemon, of course. How could I make lemon aioli if I forgot the lemon? All right, so I have some lemon wedges already cut, so I'm just squeezing them directly in. All right, and I have 1 seed in there. So, who else is here? Robin, tell us how you freeze lobster, because I have no idea. All right. I'm just gonna take that and whip that up and taste it. Taste it, because if you don't like it, imagine if you use a whole cup of steamed lobster in a sauce you don't like. Now, this also calls for celery. I'm not putting celery in. I kind of want it more Maine lobster roll. All right, and talk about plating. Let's talk about plating. All right. Sorry, don't want to burn the rolls. If you want to be cute and kitschy, by all means, use fish plates or whatever you have. If you're making a lot of them, just get a silver platter and some doilies. If you have a glass dish and you want to put a doily down just to make it a little prettier. There's my rolls. I'm gonna put them on this to be cute. All right, and let me show what I'm doing just because it's happy hour. I'm cutting each hot dog rolls into 3, so they're just little bite size. So when you come over and you sit down at my counter, you're gonna get cute little lobster bites. We're not even gonna call them lobster rolls, we're gonna call them lobster bites. Let me shut that off. Taste that. Oh my God, sauce is perfect. tiny bit too much Dijon, but I don't want to add more mayo to counter that. I'll just know for next time to go a little bit lighter on the Dijon. And that's that. Mix it up. All right. Now, you're just gonna take your lobster, you're gonna stuff your little roll, and that's that. You could just cut them in half as well. You don't have to cut them in little bites. And then, obviously, if I had toothpicks, you know how I love putting those little cute toothpicks in everything. That would be better. I don't even know if I'm live anymore because I don't see anyone commenting or joining. So I could be just talking and, you know, nobody's there. Oh, there's Christine. Hi, Christine. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say is if you're not a fan of bread right now, you're not doing bread because of dieting, just take your lobster salad, put it right like that. And yeah, let me get toothpicks because this is gonna drive me crazy. All right, so you could just do little toothpicks, little lobster, then you could say, come and get it, and they'll all run down because it's lobster. All right, and that's all I have to say about this. A lemon aioli lobster roll, lobster bites as we're calling them, lobster. All right, or on lettuce. And much cuter if you had toothpicks in them. So, hi Jill. Cheers, happy Thirsty Thursday. If you have honey in your house, go right to the stove right now, or the microwave, as I said, and make yourself some honey, simple syrup, and some gin, and whip it up because it's delicious. And I can't wait to taste a lobster roll, but I know it's gonna fall down. So, hi Christine Furry. And that's it. I definitely think I'm going to be on tomorrow at 5 because I had a recipe I wanted to make tonight and I changed it due to the fact that I realized, I should make something with lemons. So until tomorrow, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I went on long. I'm sorry I was late. But, you know, when life gives us lemons, you got to make the best of it. Cheers.